Hello, friends. Happy Saturday. Today we're reflecting on Matthew chapter 2, verses 1 through 12. Today's gospel passage is all about the three wise men. These men who were kings from the east, and they saw the star that indicated Christ's birth, and they came to pay him homage. So they first go to visit King Herod, who was the king of Judea, which contained both Jerusalem and Bethlehem, to tell him they'd seen the star and to ask where the Christ child had been born, because they wanted to honor this new king of the Jews. And of course, Herod was like, what, a new king? He became afraid of this child who could one day take power from him. So Herod told the three wise men to find the child and to tell him where he himself could find the baby, because Herod said he wanted to pay this new king homage as well, when in reality we all know he wanted to kill the child to remove this potential threat to the throne. So after their visit with King Herod, these three kings continue to follow the star until they come upon this place in Bethlehem, where Mary and Jesus are. It's really beautiful. It says three things. First, that the kings were overjoyed at seeing the star. Second, they prostrated themselves and they did Jesus homage. And third, they gave him gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh. And it's just really wild to imagine. These three wise kings, kings of their own nations, traveled miles, not only to say, hi to this new king and be like, congratulations, chosen people, but these kings themselves came to lay prostrate before the Christ child and to give him extravagant gifts. That's extremely telling. That's not a small thing. These leaders laid down in the humblest position of respect to honor the newborn king. I think it's super cool to look at this story of the Nativity and recognize who was first invited to encounter the newborn Christ, the Messiah. First, it was the shepherds, one of the lowliest groups within the chosen people, out in the fields, kind of dirty, tending to the sheep. The Lord desired to have them come to his manger. And second, it was the wise men. Men of the highest caliber, power, and honor, and also men from the east that were not considered part of the chosen people. They were Gentiles. I feel like one of the things the Lord is saying, that from the most overlooked shepherds on the outskirts to the most noble and recognized kings from other nations, from the chosen people to the Gentiles and everyone in between, he came for all. He came for everybody. Everyone is welcome and invited to the manger. And not only is everyone welcome, but the very presence of Christ drew them to himself, just as he is drawing each one of us to himself, to come, to lay down our lives in homage to him, to offer our gifts, and to have our lives totally transformed and transfigured by the newborn Savior in his promise of eternal glory. So whether you feel close to the Lord or you feel like someone who could never possibly be invited to that manger in Bethlehem, know that he came for you, and he is extending a personal invitation to you. Dear your name, I desire to be in relationship with you. I came for you personally. Come, follow me. Love Jesus. So I just want to encourage you to know that he calls you into his presence. He calls each one of us into his presence. Not simply so that we can offer him gifts, but so that he too can pay our hearts and our stories homage, and to give to you and to me the greatest gift that we could ever imagine, the gift of the Savior himself, who wants to be in intimate relationship with you and with me. So that's all I've got today, my friends. I hope you have a great week, and I will see you next Saturday.